Hello guys, now the first topic on our third module will be the families of organic compounds or the functional groups. Now, last meeting or last module, napag-aralan natin the basics of molecular bonding na kung saan pinag-aralan natin yung mga resonance structure, how to convert the condensed structural formula into bond-line formula, and napag-aralan din natin or nag-perform ako ng demo na pinanood ninyo na tungkol doon sa may comparison of organic and inorganic compounds. Now, let's go on to our families of organic compounds, which is our first topic on Module 3 that we will give focus on. By the way, actually, this is included on the discussion of your lecture, pero i-discuss ko lang siya saglit kasi ito ay essential lang sa may laboratory natin kasi by the succeeding experiment and topics, we are now talking about the families of organic compounds. So ano-ano ba mga organic compounds natin? Have you ever heard about alcohol, diester, carboxylic acid? Ilan lamang yon sa mga families of organic compounds natin. Napag-aaralan natin yon. Ngayon, papahapyawan ko lang siya. And sana, kapag hindi ako napag-gain ng momentum mamaya sa discussion, is hindi siya maging lecture tayo. So pumunta na tayo sa ating discussion. Okay. Okay, now as we discussed on the last module, there are two types of bonding. Ionic bonding and covalent bonding. That's covalent bonding. Now, the ionic bonding is the formation of the cation and anion through electrostatic force by which, for example, consider this lithium, which is the cation, forming with transferring an electron to the fluorine to form an anion. So, it is electrostatic interaction between cation and anion. While the covalent bonding is the sharing of electrons. Now, there are two types of covalent bonding. There is a non-polar covalent bonding and polar covalent bonding. So, what distinguishes between the two? Okay, the non-polar covalent bonding is the sharing of electrons or equal sharing of electrons, just like this carbon. While the polar covalent bonding is also known as the unequal sharing of electron due to the presence of oxygen. Dahil doon, bakit ba ganun? Is mas malakas kasi ang electronegativity ng oxygen. So therefore, hinahatak niya yung electrons ng ating carbon compounds. Now, which in turn, kapag hinahatak natin, the concept of electronegativity here is kapag hinahatak niya, siya ay magiging partially negative. And this one here will be a partially positive compound. Now, ngayon kanina natin is the electronegativity, as discussed earlier here, is the intrinsic ability of the atom to attract the shared electrons to the covalent bonding. So, ayun. Ngayon, as we discussed here, this is the trend of the electronegativity na pinag-usapan natin last meeting, by which it is increases from left to right of the periodic table and bottom to top the periodic table. So, increasing electronegativity. So, ano ba significance nito mga to? Now, di ba, nakuan natin is dun sa may mga sa kuan natin, nung pag-aralan nyo sa may high school niyo is we have these ranges here. So, ayan, wait lang. Naglo-loading pa yung pin ko kasi dapat in-open ko na ano na. So, ito, kung mapapansin niyo guys, is due to the electronegativity difference natin dito sa ating kuan natin is kung saan mas electronegative, doon papunta yung electrons natin, by which yielding a partially negative charge of the atom, while leaving the partially positive charge of the atom na kung saan hinahatak yung electron, kung saan niya katabi na yon. Now, so the polar and non-polar molecules is, this was discussed, I think, on your lecture, but we will skip this part in order to discuss this one. Now, what distinguish here dito sa ating natin? Dito sa ating covalent bonding dito. What's distinguished here? Now, i-discuss ko lang saglit ito. This one here, kung mapapansin niyo dito, this bonding between these two is what? Ano kaya ito? Is it non-polar or polar? Siyempre, alam naman natin na they are all non-polar. Kasi nga, yun, depende doon sa may nila. Pero there is a difference, however, there. Sa may teka lang polar, balikan natin. Yan, polar bond, I'm so sorry. So, polar covalent bonding ang na-exhibit nila. So, bakit ba ganon? Now, have you ever heard the electronegativity ranges na pinag-aralan ninyo sa may high school? Ina-apply din kasi natin tong concept na to, by which yung 0.1 to 0.4 is yaan daw ay nag-exhibit ng non-polar covalent bonding. Covalent bonding here. Now dito, isa pang concept kaya sila nag-exhibit ng polar covalent bonding is when you get the electronegativity difference between all of this bonding here, you will get a greater than negative positive 4, except for this here, which is non-polar covalent bonding kasi pumasok siya sa may electronegativity difference na 0.1 to 0.4. So paano ba nangyari yun? Kasi 2.1, 2.5 minus 2.1. And dito naman, nag-exhibit siya ng ionic bonding, ay covalent bonding din, na polar covalent bonding kasi it falls from the ranges of kapag ito ay 0.5 to 1.7, ito ay nag-exhibit ng polar covalent bonding. Now, I see some literature na kung saan ang iba ay 0.4 to 1.7 naman. Now, syempre, we all know that the electronegativity difference resulting from greater than 1.7, so ito ay magre-result na sa ionic bonding na yan. So paano nyo ba malalaman yan? Electronegativity difference lamang. This one here is 0.5, so therefore polar covalent bonding. Polar covalent bonding din yung nandito. And this one here is non-polar covalent bonding kasi nga siya ay pumasok from 0.1 to 0.4. So ayan, ganyan yung mga discussion na magaganap sa atin. Okay. Now for some corrections kasi, linawin ko lang, baka kasi may mag-protest guys, is meron ding pumapasok dito na non-polar covalent bonding. So ganon, 0.4 and 1.7. Meron ding mga ganyan. Pero sige, para masigurado tayo, is tanggalin natin to. Is ayan, gulo ko, no? Ayan, ganyan na lang para masigurado tayo. So that is the ranges for our distinguished covalent bonding. So mga ganyan bagay. Now let's go on to our discussion. So ito, i-discuss ko lang saglit is nakadepende din yung polarity ng molecule natin dun sa may dipole moments natin. When it does not exhibit a dipole moment, it is a non-polar molecule. Non-polar molecule siya. Bakit? Ano ba yung dipole moment natin? It is the net force na nag-a-act doon sa may molecule natin. Such as this one. Ito. Kung mapapansin natin, ito ay polar molecule kasi meron siyang dipole moment nito. And hindi ko siya i-discuss thoroughly kasi it was covered on the lecture. So ayan din, I will skip this part here. Now punta na tayo sa may hydrocarbons compounds natin. So bakit ko ba ni-discuss yung natin? Yung mga polar and covalent bonding natin. Kasi kabilang siya dito mamaya na magagamit natin mamaya. So punta na tayo sa first type of the families of carbon compounds na kabilang sa section natin dito, which are the hydrocarbons. So ano ba yung hydrocarbons natin? The hydrocarbons is meron siyang 4 types. The alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and aromatic compounds. So yung alkanes natin is the first type of families of carbon compounds kasi hydrocarbons that do not have multiple bonds between carbon atoms. So it is a long chain, either acyclic or cyclic carbon. So puro bonding lamang siya ng carbon and hydrogen bonding between carbon atoms. So that is our alkanes. It's a long chain of hydrocarbons. Now, dito naman sa may alkenes natin is contains at least one double bond dito. So that is alkenes. So any carbon containing one double bond or 2 or more. So there are 2 types ulit. There is an acyclic and acyclic alkene hydrocarbon. Now the third type, we all know this, the triple bonded carbon-carbon bonding is also known as the alkyne. Alkyne. So these are the examples which we have ethyne, pentyne, and 2-entyne. So magkaaroon tayo excuse me, ng mga naming natin sa mga compounds natin later on the discussion on our module. So the last type of hydrocarbon is the aromatic compound. So what distinguishes them? Itong benzene ring natin ang nagbibigay ng aromatic character ng ating mga aromatic compounds dito. Hindi, sir, double bond naman po ito Bakit hindi po siya classified as alkene? Guys, when you see an aromatic ring or benzene, it is automatically an aromatic compound, such as this, toluene and benzoic acid. Although this one here is a carboxylic acid, pero kasi is considered as aromatic, aromatic carboxylic acid kasi meron siyang aromatic ring which is the benzene. So that's it. Single bond, alkane, alkene, double bond, alkyne, triple bond, and aromatic compound which is the benzene. So these are the sources of it. Yung alkanes daw natin is nagaling from the natural gas, petroleum, and fossil fuels. The smaller alkanes is also known as the methane. And then for the ethene is meron tayong mga ethanol, ethylene oxide, and polyethylene such as this na nasisynthesis, precursor for the industrial compounds such as ethanol, ethylene oxide, ethanol, and polyethylene. So ayan din, the common example of the alkene here. And the simplest alkyne is also known as the ethyne. So mga ganyan. Yun yung mako natin. So sa may benzene naman natin is meron tayong resonance structure na bilog na inoffered ni Kekulé. Ay papakita ko lang dito, when you draw benzene, pwede siyang ganito, or pwede siyang ganito. It's either of them kasi magkaaparehas lang naman ng resonance structure yan. Ang difference lang nila is the location of the pi bond between the bonding of this carbon. So it was stabilized by the resonance structure. So ito, the three-dimensional structure of benzene, pinapakita lang yung lobes natin. So ayan, and these are the functional groups. Sa naming yan, so we will skip this part muna. Ayan. So i-discuss ko lang. Di ba, ang assignment nyo is to read about the homologous series of carbon. What is homologous series? Ito yung mga methane, which is contains single carbon compound natin. And kapag siya naging substituent, siya magiging methyl. Kapag naman ethene or two carbon compounds, siya ay ethane. And kapag siya naging substituents, siya ay ethyl. So papalitan nyo lang sa fix ng N into YL. Next is the three carbon compounds, which is the propane. Kapag ayan. And once siya ay naging substituent, mapapalitan siya into propyl. Kapag siya ay naging substituent. And applicable yan sa may naming. Ito yung butane naman, butane is the four carbon compounds dito. And palitan niyo yung suffix, siya ay magiging butyl. So ano ba yung butane natin? Kapag yung bagay ay hindi sakto or sobra, siya ay butane. Okay. So next one natin is another substituent here. That this can be the aliphatic hydrocarbons daw natin. This can be designated by R dun sa may mga namings natin. Doon sa may mga alcohols and mga etc. natin. Ma-discuss natin mamaya. Next naman, paano naman sir, di ba, naging substituent po yung methyl, ethyl, and pa natin, mga etc. na. Sir, ano naman po makuha natin? Ano pong pangalan ng benzene natin kapag po siya ay naging substituent? Now, kapag the benzene itself here, or ito, it is also known as a penyl group. Penyl group lang siya. Penyl group natin. Hindi niyo siya pwedeng gawing benzyl group kasi the only benzyl group will be considered when it contains a methyl na nakaband na methyl dito or extra carbon here and kapag siya ay naging substituents. So penyl and benzyl. Kapag walang substituent, takpan nyo to, takpan nyo yan, hindi ko matakpan, siya ay benzene, but when it becomes a substituent, it is methyl. Now add an extra carbon, that is benzyl. So tsaka lang siya magiging ano. So, ayun, di ba pinag-usapan natin pen kanina? Okay. Sana ako na lang ang penili mo. Anyway, pinili naman ako. So, walang problema dyan. And humugot na ako ng context. Ganun. Ayan. So, ang next natin, so, napag-aralan na natin, we discuss about the first four hydrocarbons, first four primary hydrocarbon compounds, which are the hydrocarbons. Napunta naman tayo sa may functional group, which is the first, yung alkyl halides natin. So there are, natin. Okay, ikuan ko lang to. So ano ba ang alkyl halides natin? Di ba pinag-usapan natin kanina, yung alkyl halides natin is na meron siyang formula na Rx, where R is the hydrocarbons and X is a pwedeng F or the halo or halogens in the periodic table, which is F, Cl, Br, and I. Yan yung mga halo alkanes natin. So therefore, when you see a long chain of compound here, and kapag may nakita kayong naligaw na halogens doon, siya ay alkyl halide. Alkyl halide ang tawag natin dyan. So, ayan. So, syempre, hindi lang naman yan applicable only to the bonding structure. Applicable din siya sa ating mga condensed structure and Lewis structure. So, ganon. Pinapasimple lang natin kasi nga, ang hirap po mag-drawing ng Lewis structure kapag masyado pong mahaba yung carbon tree natin. So, ikakan ko lang muna. Okay. So, ganyan. And there are three types of alkyl halides. The primary, tertiary, secondary, and tertiary. When the alkyl halide, here the carbon, kunwari, ang titignan kasi natin dito guys, is kung saan attach yung halide natin or the halogen compounds. When the halogen compounds, when the carbon attaching to the carbon compounds bonded to a one carbon, that is a primary alkyl halide. Kaya siya chloride kasi nga yan ay suffix natin na mapag-aral natin sa meaning. And then kapag naman yung carbon natin dito na naka-attach doon sa may alkyl halide natin, alkyl halide or halogen, ay na-bond ng dalawang carbon, that is secondary alkyl halide. And when the halogen is bonded to the carbon containing 3 carbons here, that is a tertiary alkyl halide. So primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now, next natin is the alcohol. Ang alcohol natin, these are the common example of the alcohols here. Now, ang formula ng alcohol natin is ROH. That is the formula for alcohol natin. Ayan, alcohol. Now, when di ba R, pinag-usapan natin kanina, long chain of hydrocarbons. Now, when you see, for example, a cyclic compound containing OH, that is automatically an alcohol. That is an alcohol. So, meron din tayong 3 types dito. And kunwari ito, ayan, sobrang haba. Ayan, so OH. So, alcohol siya. Hindi naman kasi yung ginagamit nating alcohol, na rubbing alcohol, madami tayong types of alcohol. Any OH containing atom bonded to a hydrocarbon or any functional groups is alcohol. So, ganun ang kwan natin. So, there are also 3 classifications or 3 types of alcohol, which are the primary, secondary, tertiary, and aromatic phenol. Or pwede siyang phenol. Pagka-pinush, phenol. Okay, ganon, mga ganon. Okay. Tapos, kaya siya naging kaya ito, phenol, ang common name nito is phenol. So, diniscuss ko na may principle kanina about the primary, tertiary, secondary. Same as applied din. But, ang difference lang dun sa attach sa kanila is the OH group instead na halogens. So, ayan. So, may reklamo dito eh. Memes yan sa may kwan eh. Nakikita ko sa Facebook. Diba? Kung familiar kayo sa may kwan, sa may MP na iniinom. Hindi dapat emperador yun eh. Dapat emperadol. Bakit emperadol? Kasi nga, diba, sa may kwan, ayan o, kikita, emperadol. Kwan kasi yun, diba, ang primary component ng MP natin ay alcohol. So, hindi dapat siya emperador, dapat emperadol. Tama ba? O sige, wala lang. Hindi, means lang yan. Sana natawa. Basta ganun. Kasi ang suffix nga ng natin, guys, ang suffix kasi ng alcohol natin is all. So, ibig sabihin, pati yung paracetamol, alcohol, yes. Yung natin, paracetamol natin contains a functional group of alcohol na malipasok ng joke. Okay. Basta ganun. Ang suffix ng alcohol is all. So, ganun. Kaya ang protesta ko dito dapat, since ang suffix ng all natin, ay ng emperador natin is dapat emperadol. Kasi ang suffix ng alcohol ay all. Ganun. Yun. So, ganun. Okay, next naman natin is, ayan, the structural ethyl group of our alcohol here may be viewed as a hydroxyl derivatives of alkenes or water. So, magun natin. Now, dun sa may ethers natin naman is just a ROR or basta nasa oxygen lagi yung gitna natin. So, therefore, here, ano ba ang suffix ng alcohol natin? Suffix ng ethers natin, I shall say, is depende yan sa may pangalan na ibibigay natin mamaya. Pero mag-discuss yun sa naming natin. Mostly kasi siya ay naging substituent lamang. So, the ethers is just basta a cyclic or cyclic alkanes is kung natin dito, basta nasa gitna lagi oxygen, that is an ether. Sir, kailan po ba laging symmetric yung ethers natin? No. For example, here, di ba, siya ay ROR. Now, merong nakitang dito. Ayan. Is it classified as ether? Yes. Kasi may R group ka dito and may R group ka dito. How about this one? Sir, is it classified as one? Kapangit ang drawing ko. Okay, suppose that nakapantay ito. Sir, is it classified as an ether kahit hindi po siya symmetric? Although this one contains 3 carbon and this one is 4 carbons. Yes, it is an ether as long as it obeys the formula na ROR. So second is ether. So alkyl halide, alcohols, and ethers. So what's the fourth? Fourth functional groups. That is amine. Amine natin. So ang formula naman ng amine natin, common formula ng amine natin is RNH2. Yes, RNH2. So, you know, with this is an R. Here, an R. This one is a long chain of hydrocarbons. And meron siyang suffix na it's either amine or in. Depende sa may paggagamitan nyo. Hydroxylamine, mga ganon. So, that is the suffix for our amine here. And there are also 3 types of amines natin. Meron tayong mga tawag dito. Mga amines, mga aliphatic amines, acyclic aliphatic amines, cyclic amines, and aromatic amines. So, ganon. Okay, next naman natin is meron tayong aldehydes and ketones. Okay, what is the difference between aldehydes and ketones natin? Wait lang. Okay, sorry for that kung nag-post ako. Okay. What distinguish an aldehyde and ketone? Okay. Sa aldehyde and ketone kasi natin, they are containing both a carbonyl groups. Carbonyl groups. When I say a carbonyl group, is any carbon containing double bond O or C double bond O. So ang aldehydes natin, therefore, should be containing C and OH and then some sort of R. So this one here distinguish ang aldehyde kung saan meron siya dapat abundant na H. And ang suffix niya is al or aldehyde. Depende yan sa may paggagamitan yung name. Meron kasi tayo mga formaldehyde, butanal, ethanol, mga ganun. So, depende pa rin. And next naman natin is the ketone or ayan, na may R, C, double bond, O, R. And take note that the R is always a long chain of aliphatic hydrocarbons. Now, ganyan. So, NaC double bond O, ayan, aldehydes and ketones. This one is an aldehyde kasi it contains an H and C double bond O. And this one is a ketone kasi meron siyang both R group here. Okay, now consider this one. This is the ketone part of this group, of this compound, and this one is the aldehyde. Now, let's say we have a compound here, dito, a long chain of carbon compounds, and meron siyang H dito. So this one is aldehyde. Now, but when you remove the H, it is a ketone. Okay? So, kapag nilagyan ng H, aldehyde, and this one is a ketone. Another example, kunwari ito, this one here. So, what's this? This one is an aldehyde kasi may H. Tanggalin mo H. This is now a ketone. So, that's it. Aldehydes and ketones. Now, next natin. So, ayan, yung structure lang naman, yung geometric angle niya from the carbonyl atom which has an angle of 121 degrees based from the BCFR theory. Ayan lang naman yung it has a trigonal planar structure based from the BSEPR. Yun. And next naman is our last part, also known as the carboxylic acid and their derivatives. Now, meron tayong carboxylic acid, ester, acid chloride, amide, and acid anhydride. So, ano-ano ba yung mga yan natin? So, and we have also nitriles. Sa isahin natin. When our natin dito, okay, let's say for example, they are all containing a carbonyl group. Pero nakadepende yun sa may nakaband doon sa may saan nila. They can have the same aliphatic group here, but the substituent on the banded carbonyl compound is different. Nakadepende. Yan. So, let's consider an example here. So, what is ang natin dito sa may, first and foremost is meron tayong, nakalimutan ko pala ibigay yung suffix ng ketone natin, guys. Ang suffix ng ketone natin, i-discuss ko lang, suffix ng ketone natin, suffix ng ketone is anything compound na may -one. Di ba? Mga acetone, that is a ketone. Acetone, acetopenone, and etc. So, basta may suffix na -one, that is a ketone. Okay. Punta naman tayo sa may carboxylic acid natin. So, sa may carboxylic acid natin, sa carboxylic acid, ay sulat ko lang, pasensya na pangit na sulat ko. Sa carboxylic acid natin, ang formula niya is RC double bond and OH here. Ano ang suffix niya? O, weak acid. Or pwede rin acid, or ic acid. Sir, does mefenamic acid a carboxylic acid? Isa-search ko na mamaya, pero I think it's a yes kasi nakadepende naman doon sa may suffix nila yun. So, mga ganun. Okay. So let's say, for example, we have this compound here and it contains a carbonyl group na nakabanda OH. So therefore, yan ay carboxylic group. Now, paano naman, di ba? Pag naman wala, that is a ketone, as discussed earlier. Paano naman kapag H lang? That is an aldehyde. So that's distinguish a carboxylic acid. OH dapat nalagay sa kanya. So ano naman, punta naman tayo sa may ester. So may ester natin, okay, C, double bond, and O, and R. So, this is an ester. Ano ba yung ester? Yun yung last day ng Holy Week. Easter Sunday. Haha! Okay, sige. So, ano ba sa fix na? Natin ng ating ester. That is a OH. OH. Pero mapapag-aralan yan thoroughly sa ating mga ninyo. Kasi ang pangalan niyan is, for example, depende kasi dito. Let's say the R group of the bonded is ethyl. So therefore, that is ethyl, blah, blah, blah. 8. O-weight. O-weight, or the general name is alkyl, and the paired chain, and O-weight. So when you see, for example, a long chain of compound, and it does contain here and O, and take note, guys, that the R is a long chain of hydrocarbons. This one is also similar to long chain of hydrocarbons. And take note na pwede sila maging similar, pwede rin sila magkaiba, as long as they are a hydrocarbons. So, ganon. So, when it contains this one is an ethyl or 2 carbon compounds, this automatically an ester. Ester na siya. Ganon. So, next naman natin, what if, sir, tanggalin ko yung kanya? Tanggalin ko po itong compound natin. Nalagyan natin ng O and naging siya OH. So, ano na yan? That is a carboxylic acid. So, tagalin natin. Yan ay ketone. Di ba? Distinguish of functional group. And this one here is an aldehyde. So, my point is, depende yon sa may nakakabit na dun sa may carbonyl group natin, what's distinguish them. So, next natin is an acid chloride. Ang acid chloride naman natin is, syempre, another carbonyl group. R, C double bond O, and Cl. Actually, it's supposedly X here. X, by which X is any halogens, FCl, Br, or I. So, ganon. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ito ay I, that is acid iodide. Kapag Br, acid bromide. So, mga ganon. So, therefore, ano bang pangalan yan? That is, let's say, our X is Cl. So, that is oil chloride here. So, ethanol chloride, propanoil chloride. So, mga ganun bagay. So, ayan, mga ganun. That is oil chloride. Now, let's say, for example, you have this long chain of carbon compounds here, and there's a carbonyl carbon. And kapag ito on Cl, okay, that is a acid chloride dito. Now, syempre, pag pinalitan mo yan ng OH, that is a carboxylic acid, diba? Okay. Next naman natin is the ester or amides. Okay, amides. Sa amides naman is just here, dito, palitan natin. Sa amides naman natin, diba, meron tayong amine kanina. Kapag naman siya ay amides here, that is C, double bond O, and N can be H2 or R. So, mga ganyan. Depende. there are 3 variations dito sa may N natin. Isulat ko na lang, okay? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng imide na dalawang H dito. Ayan. And we have a R, C double bond O, when the other compounds here is the R group or H. Siyempre, don't forget the lone pairs. And the third is C double bond O, and then N kapag dalawang R na ganyan. So that is the variation of our imides. Ang suffix niya, guys, is amide. So ayan, ang mga suffix natin. Next naman natin is last is the acid anhydride. It's just a, paano ba natin i-name yan? Okay, when you see a compound here na, let's say, R, C double bond O na may O, and C double bond O din na may R ang nakaband dito, automatically, that is a acid anhydride. Okay, ang common example nito is, let's say, for example, na, ano ba? Pwede natin kanin. Ang common example nito is, okay, here, and wala akong example dito. Wala pa kasi tayo sa naming, guys. Saan ako mag-provide. So that's here. Ang ano dito is, ang suffix niya is, depende rin kasi eh. Pero kasi etanoic, anhydride. So depende. So ang gawin natin common name dito is anhydride na lang muna. Kasi wala pa tayo sa naming kasi eh. I-discuss ko pala yung functional group. I-discuss ko na lang siya totally. So, those are the common types of functional groups. Ay, marami pa siyang iba. So, ano-ano ulit yun? The hydrocarbons, which are the alkane, alkenes, alkynes, and the aromatic. And we have alcohols. We have amines. We have an ethers. Meron din tayong aldehydes and ketones. Meron tayong carboxylic acids, esters, amides, acid chlorides, and acetic anhydrides. So those are the families of carbon compounds. Actually, may iba pa. Meron pa mga thiol, mga ganon. Pero hindi na natin scope ng lecture natin yon. Na-discuss ko lang yung pinaka-common functional groups ng carbon compounds. We also have nitriles. Simple lang naman yung formula niya ng nitriles natin, which is the RC triple bond N natin. Okay guys, sabihin ko lang. Pinost ko kasi kanina yung video, kung may nakikita kayong andito, sinerch ko pa yung suffix ng acid halide kanina. Kaya may ganun yun. So ayun, sinabi ko lang. Here, families of carbon compounds. Now dito, is this just a summary of the important families of carbon compounds here. So, meron tayong general form yan na UPAC name na i-discuss natin throughout our discussion. So ayan, the summary. And so, sample problem below, and circle and identify the functional groups present in the molecules below. So, paano ba natin ma-determine yan? Naunahin natin ang pinaka-favorite kong vitamin, si vitamin D3. Lagay natin siya sa gitna. So, ano ba yung mga functional groups na present sa atin dito? This is just a sample problem. Kasi guys, meron kayong learning activity. Ipopost ko na lang mamaya. Ang assignment nyo ay ito. Ayan. Okay, sige. So, what are the functional groups present? Okay, unahin na natin. Pinaka-paborito. OH. O ano yan? Alcohol. Uy, may nakita akong double bond. Sir, hindi po ba ako yan? Aromatic? Hindi. Hindi naman siya nakaban dito eh. So, it's not. So, ano yan? Yan ay alkene. Okay. Diba? Pwede rin yung pick up line yan kasi yung alkene eh. Yung sana double bonded carbon ka lang. Para alkene ka na lang. Corny. Okay, next. Next is the demerol. Demerol compound here. Demerol compound dito. So what are the functional groups present in our demerol? Ano kaya? Next is, okay, kitang-kita. Ano ito? Pwede siyang benzene or aromatic. Next, ano to? Amide or amine? Amine. Kasi hindi naman abundant sa may kuhan sa ating C-double bond. And another, what's this? Ay, ano to? Ano yan? Last week. Last day ng Holy Week. Esther. So, ganun. That's it. So, tatlo, di ba? Ang dali, di ba? Pero totoo, hirap yan. Okay. So, ayun, titignan nyo lang guys kasi, ayun, oh. Ididepende nyo kasi kung ano yung parent chain na naalagay sa kanila. Is it aldehydes or ketones? Titignan ninyo. Titignan ninyo ang mabuti. Okay, next. What about this? Aspartame. What are the functional groups present in the aspartame? May nakita ba kayo? Okay, ano kaya? Sino daw ang sasagot? Siyempre si Arvil sasagot doon. Okay, next. Ano ito? Diba? Aromatic. Next. Ano to? Ano yan? Carboxylic acid. Ano pa? May nakita ba kayo? Ito. Ano to? That is an amine. Okay. Ano ito? Hindi siya pwedeng ketone kasi may katabing N. So, yeah, encircle niya siya as a whole. Ano ito? Amide. Hindi siya pwedeng ketone. Ito, ketone ba to? Hindi ketone yan. Ayun, no? Meron tayong ome dito. Ano ba yung me? This is an R group, di ba? So, therefore, this one is an ester. So, the functional groups present in the aspartame are aromatic, amide, ester, amine, and carboxylic acid. And the last but not the least here is ito. Okay. So, cockroach repellent daw siya. So, kunin na natin. So, ano kaya? Ano kaya? So, what's this? Uy, ano to? Ano kaya yan? This one is an aldehyde. Bakit aldehyde? C double bond O na may H. Uy, ano to? Siyempre, yan ay alkene. So, ganun. Yan. So, that's how you identify the functional group present in our compounds. So, that's it. So, for your assignment, isasama ko na lang siya sa learning activity. Huwag niyo siyang sasagutan hanggat hindi ko pinopost para ma-formally introduce ko siya. So, this is your assignment. Encircle and identify the functional groups present in the molecule below. So, ayan. Now, if there is any questions and clarifications regarding about our topic of functional groups, you can PM me through Messenger or doon na lang kayo mag-chat sa may GC natin. Now, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoy our lecture and have a nice day and see you in the next lecture video that I will post bukas or sa mga susunod na araw. Goodbye, guys.